Hey guys, I want to make this video a special thank you to everybody who contributed to help get Nika's truck. She asked me for a truck and I started running. I ran seven and a half marathons and I raised over $22,500. So thank you very much. It was hugely successful. She finally has her truck now and you're going to see that in a couple of minutes. Of course, the truck didn't cost that much. I would never spend that kind of money on a truck. It just simply doesn't make sense. But it went a long way to help people, such as Dan Rebar, to get his truck, to help Andre from 28th Brigade to build our repeater system, which I want to talk about at the end of the video. But everybody contributed to make this video, to thank you. And now for a word from our sponsees.
Hi guys, my name's Rebar. I think most of you know me through Brandon as Detroit Dan. But I just wanted to make a quick video to show you guys what we're doing with the stuff that you send us, and a very, very big thank you. So here's the car that we had donated to us, and of course we have to make some alterations to it to make it worthy of the forest road work. So these little tires just aren't going to cut it. We got these big boys here, but in order to get these big boys to fit in here, we have to do some cutting and alterations. So that's what I'm doing up here. I've got this marked, and I hope I marked it correctly, because very shortly I'm going to be cutting this puppy open and putting this thing on. So yeah, we're making a pretty Gucci trick truck, but believe me, this is really necessary for the places that we go. And I know that you guys know that and you understand it, but I just wanted to tell you where your donations are going, how we're putting them to use for you. We're putting them to use for you in about 19 hours. I got to get this done, get some sleep, and head out to the forest. But thank you guys so much. You guys really, really mean the world to us. We couldn't do this stuff without you. So from me, from my whole team, from Brandon, thank you guys. Slava Ukraini.
We fixed the van. Many thanks for the monies you have sent, and we took out a bit of a loan from the bank right now to get this baby fixed. And we're packing up the patrol right now and heading out to Donbass. We got pelmeni, and we got a bunch of sleepy people. Remember, children, you can't shit yourself from fear if you have nothing to shit with. Hence, go to the bathroom before every mission. And don't forget to fuel up while you're at it, because you're most likely shitting at a gas station, so might as well not waste time and fuel up. So, despite our mishaps and misadventures of us losing a drivetrain, we still managed to bring this car over to Nika.
Hello, and thank you very much.
And we're only an hour late, yeah? We almost made it on time. Zheka and Pasha are in Dnipro. They're fixing the bus. Meanwhile, I took off on the patrol. And congratulations, you won a car.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, tell us what are you going to use it for?
Well, obviously for vacation purposes, for bringing casualties from hospital to the hospital, to bring them from the cellar to another cellar, to bring them to doctors and to bring them back, to deliver supplies from Nova Pochta, and basically everything, everywhere.
This reminds me of a bigger version of the Jimny, back when Jimny was like the Nova working for the Nova Poczta Spetsnaz. So,
It actually reminds me too of that.
yeah, well, I hope this car serves you well. If anything comes up, give us a call. We'll fix up our van and come pick it up if necessary. But hopefully nothing happens.
Thank you very much. Thank Brandon very much, and Tilda and everybody who donated, and Kostya obviously and his family.
Thank you for all our gas sponsors today.
Yeah.
Brandon, and we chewed off a little bit of money from some other people. So hopefully we can make it back.
I think the bee likes it.
Pasha should be here sometime. What? Did I?
I told you it likes it too.
Yeah. It was in my hand all this time. Anyways, here's the car. Good to see you. Both. When you go traveling into sus territory, let's call it that, you can bring one mechanic. Better yet, where the fuck is Jeka? Jeka's somewhere there. You can bring 2 mechanic, and you can bring 3 mechanic. And the reason why you need all these mechanics is when your van breaks the fuck down, it just takes a few hours to get it fixed. And she will be back on the road. And we are evacuating this right-wheel drive BMW. This is my first right-wheel drive BMW that I see. Hey, Saucy! I finally made it to an undisclosed Freud's location after half a day of flying on the bus. Took us a few hours. But Pasha is a good driver. He kind of teleported us from Kiev to here. And we got a bunch of goodies delivered. So, Freud. Hi.
First, welcome. I'm glad to see you. From the last time, I don't know how long we not see. Maybe more than half year, almost.
Something like that.
And we are glad to again make some videos for Brandon. And during long time we not make some video. We have some problems in our squad, but now it's almost okay. And we are welcome these good guys who help us in our work. And tell please, what do you bring today for us?
So, one of the most important specimens is the red translator. From what I remember, it was a bit hard to acquire, but thanks to Brandon, it has been acquired, and now it has been delivered.
This stuff is for 14 Brigade, guys from 14 Brigade. It will help, very big help with connection for them. Because last time then they asked me about this stuff. They required it so much, and it's very hard to find it in our location. But when I speak it about this stuff for Brandon, he speak me yes, maybe in one day. For the next day he speak yes, okay, it will be yours during some time. Continue.
After some time has passed, it's finally here. Sourcing things from Europe.
Yes, also for Team Brigade we have radios. Totally we have 10 radios, but for 4 different brigades, for 4 different squad of guys. It's also
Show me the radio.
it's also for guys from 14 Brigade. They will have 4 pieces. Yes, and also for 100 brigade, this is our new friends. We have 2 pieces, and also for for 100 brigade we have also 4 pieces, and for 106 brigade we have 2 pieces. This is our new friends, and we also try to help these guys. They work with artillery and make for Russians very
Presents.
big, yes, very big presents, big and hot presents, and they need connection to make it much better.
Coordination of present delivery via communication systems. Now that this is out of the way, how have you been?
For a very long time, this is first location when I can meet my family, also meet my animals.
I can tell by the slippers. You're
Yes,
feeling comfortable.
it's only I make it for Brandon auditory. Exactly that they understand that I also have little bit time for recreation and something like that. Because if you make video same like before in uniform, and nobody understands that we have some little bit time with my family. And this vacation I was only 2 days. This one last day. After this day we go work our next location and continue our job.
It's important to remember that the person in the trench is also human. Unlike the news tend to believe.
Yes. Last year was very hard, and it continued to be hard. You know, now very big changes have in our army, and we need to take more power, our powers, last of our powers to make our best. But we have no choice. We need to fight for our country. How are you? What is your news?
I'm finally happy to actually have the time to go places again, because I've been working a lot, especially night shifts. A bit hard but fun. And recently we went to Rivne to pick up some anti-drone guns, and now I'm happy to visit Odessa. I've been to Odessa many times before when I was a little child, but haven't been to Odessa in like 3 years maybe. Yeah, I have family
You're
here
welcome.
on my grandpa's side.
You're welcome. Hope in this year
Yeah.
we meet again. I don't know which location, because it's possible to be Kiev, Odessa, it's possible to be Donbass.
The front lines of Donbass.
Yes, of course. Also, I have some small present for you. This one, I little bit can tell for guys what
What's
is
this?
this. Yes, you can open and check to take some money to help my squad and some other squads, me and my command, continue to make some stuff, some moral patches and something like that, to sell it for everybody who want it, and we earn some money to buy some stuff. You can check our store. I don't know, maybe you're also interested in this stuff. Now my friend opened something like this. This is license for killing pedos. You can check. I can also make some description in English. Everybody of this have personal number. It's I don't know, maybe first in the world, but I not found something like that when you can take on moral patch, PVC moral patch with personal number. It's our own technology. And also in our store you can check something, some more interesting stuff, like titanium patches. It's also some interesting, and if you like it, you can check. We're glad to see our new customers. Okay, we are finished with our stuff and our store. You're welcome. Now we make some small video with dog. It's our dog Arya. Okay, tell me please.
Speaking of dog, we also have Pasha's dog, but Pasha's dog is on guard duty guarding our delivery van and doing other dogly everyday business. You were saying?
He defends the car.
Yeah.
Okay, how you spend this few days in Odessa? Tell us, what are you doing?
I've been to the beach. I opened beach season.
But you know, it's beaches are closed because we have some mine danger.
Well, I've seen it behind a fence, but I have a good picture of the beach
shit.
with a trench and some mines bobbing in the distance.
You make shashliki inside?
Yes, I made shashliki inside.
Ебать вас в сраку, ну ебаный рот.
Just continue the video, we can cut it out.
No, of course we can cut it out. Okay.
That's Pasha wondering where we met, where we disappeared to.
Okay.
Bloopers.
Okay. Also, we like to spend some time with our families, with our part of family, animal part of the family. And it's very hard to be so long without family, but we have no choice. We need to defend our country. And speaking also about these licenses, everybody must remember that everybody who come to our country with guns will die very fast. Okay, what are your plans for next days? What are you going to do? Which locations?
Probably gonna visit some family members here while I'm still in Odessa, and then back to Kiev, back to work.
Okay, because this is also my last day here, and I'm glad to meet you. I'm glad also to speak some words for Brandon and his nice auditory. We so like you guys because you make a big deal, make big assistance for us, because all this stuff save lives. First, save lives, because you see more part of the stuff that we found from Brandon and something like that we more make for save lives. Yes, of course, some part of them going for killing our enemies, but more part of them going for save lives. Connection on the war, it's for saving lives.
Communication is key between different brigades,
between
groups.
squads. Yes, between squads and groups. First of all, we speak about this because communication between brigades, it's some more site and some bigger site, and for us the biggest problem communication between small squads, because we lose this equipment every day in battles. Better lose some equipment, not people's. But what we can do, we need to buy more and more. War, it's very expensive, and we are so appreciate for your help, and I hope we making more content for you. I hope you're interested in our content, our life, and our struggle. Thank you so much. Thank you, Brandon.
Most importantly, we can't wait for you to come back. The patrol's almost ready. almost broken in, like you requested per comment in PayPal.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Brandon. We are waiting for you again to meet you personally. See you.
Hey Brandon. Unfortunately, Masha is working, so have to learn to fucking take selfie videos. Anyways, this is Daniil, and he is our volunteer for Motor Help and my good buddy. He lives right next door. He is delivering this car, this beauty, which was supplied to us by Izzy. Great thanks to Izzy. He's supplying this car to Samurai, and we sent Daniil yesterday to Ivano-Frankivsk on the bus, and he just came this morning, took a good long nap, and he's leaving right now to Konstantinivka. And tomorrow Samurai is gonna put him on a train and he's gonna come back to Kiev. So Daniil, say hi. Скажи привет.
Привет.
There you go. So yeah, and he's gonna film the video for you with Samurai. And I'm in my coat. I'm in my bathrobe.
Доброго дня, хочу подякувати Мішелю, Брендону і Ізі за машину, яку вони нам надали для нашої роботи, для нашого захисту нашої батьківщини. Ми боремося і поборемо. Слава Україні!
Героям слава!
After that, I think he will not came again.
Well, the Amerikanski. Samurai punched.
Samurai from America.
Мене саме більше вбиває, поняв?
Instructor from America.
В окопі, блядь, розказує бойцям, як треба йти. А калаш вверх і пиздавай. Я переводчику кажу, а скажи, пожалуйста, нахуй тоді заходити тихо в окоп. І американець стоїть і дивиться, нахуй. О, гуд, о.
After he assembles the gun, he will fuck you.
No.
Да.
Jag drog. Yes. Nej. Still waiting for Samurai. Waiting. Hey, Samurai. Я люблю тебе.
Present for Samurai.
Say, я тебе теж, Брендон.
Не можу, я, понимаешь?
Скажи, ты повторишь, что надо ему сказать?
Нет, я вам не буду говорить.
Speak. I want to make for you.
You tell him I give him the good life in Canada. So I hope you enjoyed that, those that are still watching. Special thank you to Angelica. She's been like a fairy godmother for me. And the fact that she can do this because she's retired, that she drove all the way to Italy to get Dan's truck and bring it to Kiev at her own expense. So thank you very much. You know, the video that Andre made with Dimitri, all the components, the parts, there were 10 radios purchased. There were various antennas, some made in Ukraine, some that were purchased outside, cabling, and an SLR repeater system, an SLR 5500 to be specific, made by Motorola. And what that does, that boosts or relays signal. We used to run them from Soledar all the way to Bakhmut. But they can also be used to strengthen your signal for when the Russian jammers come, so at least you could still get some use out of your radios. See, when I make purchases, sometimes I have to think, did I want to buy that SLR repeater in Europe when we could only find a few of them? In fact, for double the price. Or would I be willing to wait minimum 1 month to get it from Malaysia, where Motorola is made? Yeah, I chose the latter, okay? I just made that choice for half the price, and it didn't take 1 month, it took over 2 months to get that. There's a big components crisis happening all over the world. Many of you are familiar with this. But the thing is, how does it relate to us in the war? Well, if you were to go on olx.com, various Ukrainian websites, if you were a drone maker, either military or a volunteer, you could buy a component and you could have it in 2 days. Or you could buy it perhaps from AliExpress and you could wait over 1 month. But for that price, you could probably buy 2, possibly even 3 components. See, war profiteering in Ukraine. So this is how productions works and the economies of scale. And I know it's a bit out of scope for my channel, but I do have an economics background and it's still a great interest of mine. Now, if you were to import, as I have in the past, from China, Now, there's no friends in business. During Chinese New Year, you can buy nothing, not even Russia. But if you wanted to buy a certain amount of drone components, you would have to wait till a certain time. And if you were Ukrainian, you wanted to buy, it didn't matter who you are, a volunteer, a group, a Ukraine aid ops, or an individual, you are pretty much at the point where you have to wait for Russia to buy. Okay, every time you turn on a machine, whether it be textiles, tooling, machinery, metal, it doesn't matter. It's very expensive to produce that first unit, but very cheap to produce 5,000, 10,000, 100,000 units. That's where the economies of scale comes in. That is where you see the value. Ukraine cannot do that. None of us can do this. Russia can. Russia has a czar. Russia has Putin. So when they run off an order of 50,000 said components, essentially that's the same run that we're buying our components on when we're buying 5,000, 10,000 components as individuals, as a business who are on selling. That's the reality of the components industry. And that may sound very expensive too, when you're buying in Ukraine from war profiteers, but sometimes it's a necessity. I've always been one to believe in the power of markets, free markets, believe not to oppose them, but it seems we've come to a point now in the world where we're no longer nation states. We're simply the markets, okay? The days of the power of the nation seem to be a fantasy. But in countries like Russia, Iran, China, it's still very much a reality. So what I would suggest, I don't know how to implement it, but that our country start bringing back production. Now, I don't mean trade protection in the form that Mr. Trump suggested, but what I'm talking about is vital industries, industries that we could not live without. Okay, so your agriculture, your chips, okay, componentry, things that we would need during wartime that the enemy would not supply us. It's a big, big problem, and it's going to continue to be a bigger problem. And if you don't know, you will know. But last night seen the largest drone attack ever from one sovereign nation to another, from Iran to Israel. So the world is going to become more and more polarized, very polarized. And as crises happen, they happen gradually, then they happen suddenly. It's a big, big problem we have to worry about. I don't know how to tackle it, but it seems like the world sleeps. The fuse is burning.